Hello guys, Mark from the SX60 in France for the Axial Ryft. This is a rock bouncer, buggy, scale looking. I say scale looking, but because they never come on the exactly point from the scale, like on the Losi LMT, you have a cool scale looking truck, you have even a fuel tank, but you have absolutely wrong shocks on the truck. And here it's the same, but it's not important. What we want is that truck to run like we expected to do it. I expected a bigger truck. It's finally small, but it's alright. I don't like also here, the springs who ribs on the tread. No big deal also. I'm really not in confidence with the Spectrum servo. I had so many RTRs with so many Spectrum servo, and anytime servo died. But same song by Traxxas, same song by Arma, same song by many brands. And this is when you see that the cars are heavy on price. This car costs by us in Europe 550 euros, and I think it's really gonna be boring if once again a servo died here. So all the rest is the good stuff. We have the nice Spectrum DX3 transmitter with here the power laydown with the brake separately. Forget the English word. Adjustment, power adjustment and brake adjustment. We have the AVC. Who cares about AVC? I don't want an AVC. I don't want to pay for an AVC I never used. AVC would be okay in car for kids, two-wheel drives on wet surface, but that's all. I really don't care about it. You have the trims. Normally you have the reverse. Normally you can change many setups on this radio system, the endpoint adjustment from the steering, from throttle and all the stuff, but it could be way easier if they just put an throttle EPA, brake EPA, steering left EPA, steering right EPA, so you can put away steering rate or AVC rate, you can put away the brake rate, you can put away even the throttle trim. We have electronic speed controllers, we don't need any more throttle trims. No one of us need that anymore. And that's all. We have a cool laying in the hand transmitter. We have a transmitter who have made the proof that is good, and is what really time that we come back to an RTR transmitter who's cool, because we have it in a time, then it disappears. They try many stuffs. We have many strange stuffs, and the worst of all was this Spectrum STX2. That was a really piece of crap from transmitter. So that is okay. I'm happy with. We have cool tires. They look cool. They're really feel good. But this is not a crawler, so you cannot put weight in the tires because the tire will spin fast. First of all, we have 3 differential. That's pretty cool. The differential are pretty loose because when you are going up, the power can go to the front, so you not roll over too fast. We have also, because of that, only 2000 kV motor who can handle 4S. And why is that? For a just easy thing is that these cars, when you are climbing, needs way power, but don't drive really fast, so they heat really fast. That's why the ESC is also mounted in the top here, and that's why we have such a low kV motor. It's a 3660 can motor, so we have less amp draw. I think they could put here the low-Z laser nut motor in there, also in that one, because it's really heavy, and there we have only 3S power system. Maybe it's because of the competition USA, I don't know. So that's cool. Steering is laying on the axle because it's the easiest way to do it, and so you have no more link laying around here, and the direction, the steering is still proportional even if you have here a big suspension travel. They have put steel links. I prefer really plastic links because you have flex, and so if you heat, you're not gonna destroy the hubs here or bend something here, and that's gonna happen if you drive that so heavy on a climbing. I have experience with climbing, so I can tell that's gonna happen. I hope to bend that and not to break the hubs or the steering servo saver, who is mounted here directly on the servo. That's also an easy, cool thing. I prefer to get here a servo saver in a telescopic system with thick oil. We can get it separately. You find some kind of that option for crawlers already, so you can use it on dead cars or on the low-Z LMT and that stuffs. We have four-link suspension in the front, also with steel, and also like the low-Z LMT. I'm gonna tell the same here. That links has to be in plastics so they can flex, because if you heat in the front hard, they can go backwards or sidewards. You have here telescopic CVD, so it's no issue. The CVD goes in and comes out again, if the plastic comes in form again, because when you come down from the hill, I promise you, you will hit hard on the axles. And the axles seems to be a little bit small. I expected to get the LMT axle and that one also, so I get a really heavy duty axle down laying on the ground from the truck. It's possible that maybe I'm gonna explore the fact to put these axles on this car. Yeah, I feel it really good to do it. So now we have minus 10 degrees Celsius, minus 15 degrees Celsius here, so I'm not gonna drive it. I know with the temperature that the plastic gonna be weak and I'm gonna break. Battery is underneath the hood here. That's a good choice, so you have the most of the weight in the front. That's really nice done. We have 3 differentials, so we don't need no sleeper or something. That's alright. In the rear we have the plastic underarms. I feel good about it. It's flex enough, you see here, and that is what I miss in the front. Really, that thing is good. But we're gonna see what happens. The cage is also well done. Axial has a long experience with cages, with cool cages. We had the Axial Yeti XL, was an awesome truck, and I really hope Axial to do an Axial Yeti 2 with the rear was okay, but can you please do a new front, bigger lipo tray, and a new front, a tougher front with a real steering for 1/7 scale. Think they not gonna do it because Horizon Hobby is Axial low-Z and all that stuff, Arma, ECX, and they have already the Super Rock Ray. So they maybe not gonna make an Axial Yeti 2 XL again, or with new stuff. But I really hope. Please do it. So, the little protection here, made of steel. Does that bring anything? Nope, we never have issue with plastic parts here, but it's cool looking. That's all. It's not really useful. We have brake discs and pads for the scale looking stuff, but I surely gonna put it out because anytime I have something on that truck, UDRs, SBRs, Super Rock Ray, I had issue with gravel, catch it in and stop the tire to spin. I have already threaded out the shock springs at the maximum so the truck comes down, because when you're climbing you need a lay down from the weight distribution. If you check out the real Ryft cars, they all are low on the ground, like the off-road Formula from Netherlands. They're also laying down. So I think that the front shocks especially are a little bit too long. We also have this Horizon Hobby typical bump stoppers here, because they make longer shock shafts than shock parts here. That means without that, the top of the nylon, the nil stop from the shock piston, who holds the shock piston, hits the top of the shock. I'm not really a freak from that system, because the bump stops much, how I say, it's a little bit too stiff, but it works awesome on the Super Baja Ray 2. If you look, the suspension is really super smooth, and if you jump a little bit too hard, suspension goes down, you hit the bump stops. It's okay, it springs a little bit up, but it really permits the truck to look realistic. So I'm gonna see what happens here. If I'm not happy with that, I just change the shocks. Maybe I really think going to shorter shocks. I don't know. I also think out from the box it's a little bit too stiff, but you have really suspension travel. That's also something you not usually have so much on a climb car. It's more for a crawler. What's cool is that you can easily stop the truck to do that. I also think that the sway bar should be out from the box on the car for that price. Here in Europe we pay that 550 euros for that truck. So I really want to see the sway bar stock. The Reservoir is an empty box. You can put something in if you want, a battery for LED system or what you want. If you do not want to get the LED system on the receiver, who is mounted here underneath. That's also well done. It's really nice job from Axial here. I'm happy to get an Axial with 3 differential. And if someone of you want to use that truck for climbing, to crawl, it's also not an issue. It will be super easy. You don't need to lock the differentials. Put just 2 million ticks oil in there, or maybe 20 million tick oil in the differential, and you will see you will get a way nicer moves and transmission power than that if you had locked axles in there. Try it. I promise you, if you want to try it, you're gonna be happy. I have one video of the Sen GST where I have done it. I have put really ticks oil, and when a tire begins to spin, you just hit a little bit more the throttle, a little bit more, and then you see the second tire, because of the tick oil, grab the ground, making like a real truck with power, with automatically power transmission. Just begin to grab the ground and go over what you want to go over, and then all you have to do is to let the throttle be smooth, so you have a realistic way to move the truck in the off-road while you are crawling. And maybe that's the way that car gonna end. I gonna drive it like a Ryft car 1 or 2 times, but after that I'm maybe gonna put that thick oil in there and gonna use it as a crawler. That's also, I would say before, if they would have used the big axle here, you have also more weight back down on the car. That's also better for crawling, as for climbing up. And just one point I don't like. That's typical Horizon RB. They overgeared the cars anytime. So here again, if you wanted to start slow, the car begins to shake. On the LMT, okay, it's not a big deal. They are made to run in a stadium with sleepy surfaces, with not more room to put the power on, so you go brutally with the truck. But when you are climbing on a hill, the throttle has to be smooth. And here, I'll show you. Maybe on a field it's not gonna be such a big issue, but I think I'm gonna try it if it's got me on my nerve, because I really hate that. But it's just me. I'm so complicated, maybe. I'm gonna put a smaller pinion gear in there because we have so much power, so we can do it. We still gonna have enough wheel spin to go fast on a hill, to go on the top. If you want to start slow, you get that one. If you have something on, imagine you go up on a hill, you have to stop on a hill to put the power back to the ground, put the tires, the front tires back on the hill, and then you want to restart soft because there is a roof or something who blocked you the way. You have to re-put the power softly, and then happens that. You see, you have to go hard on throttle to go over there. But that's just, anytime I tell, it's just static. Here it's out from the box. We only can tell better about it when we have drive it. It's not a big deal, and it's easy to just go down with the gears to get that away. If we can do here a much smaller pinion in there, but we're gonna check this out after I have driving it. We have here set out from the box automatically brake 20%. That's also a good choice for climbing. Just think on it, if you're on a straight line and you want to hit the throttle with that, it's that the wheel will gonna balloon really. The truck gonna be unstable on a straight line, and if you let the throttle be, he automatically brakes. Just think on let go the throttle softly. It will be totally different on a hill, and it's also made for that. So I hope that we soon can have better weather here, because I want to drive my LMTs. I'm gonna make a small area. I'm gonna put the ramps all together to make a little, like in a stadium, like the real monster truck, a small area where I need some just short cuts of power to make some nice jumps, not too much, some back flips, front flips, maybe gonna try to make some Smurf stuff with them. Then I go on a hill to climb the hill with that baby. I have the KK Pit Truggy shortcuts to do. I have tests to do with cars for kiddies. I have here the Maverick Quantum Flux. I have the Granite. I have the whole line from karting cars here on road for carpets and indoors, but also outdoors, because Tooth Babies has a drive shaft and not a rim. I have the TB04 Pro. I have equipped with a nice cool body, 6000 kV in there, and LC Racing Monster Trucks, Truggies. I have kits to mount the LC 3.0, and I have to try the Corelli Jumbo and many other cars. So it's really time to get better weather. Yeah, the weather is not an issue. The problem is only the temperature. We have here minus 10, minus 50 degrees, and for testing new trucks, it's gonna hurt me if I brake because just of the temperature. I have X-Max and Max for do some crazy hogging stuff, even if the weather is bad, because I know they hold, they can do it. But with my new trucks I want to go a little bit cool in the beginning. This is my truck, so I can misuse it like I want. The loads LMT are not mine, so I'm gonna drive it cool. And yeah, I wanna go drive. Bye guys, have a nice day. Hey, don't forget, if you have one, tell me what did you expect out for the box. Are you happy with what you get? After driving it, have you the feel you want to have? Or is it different? And if it's different, is it cool? Is it not cool? Did you break something? How did it break? How do you fix it? What did you change for better climbing? Or is the truck just out from the box amazing? And I really think so. We have here some small, tiny negative points, not really big stuffs. And I really think that when I'm going to drive this baby, I'm going to be happy the way it is. If not, we make some few cool adjustments, and I really not think that we have to do big changes to be happy with that car. Axial is a brand who's now has really experience with that stuff, and I'm confident. Just not with the Servo. Bye guys.